We're live now.
Yeah, we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Self Achievement Network. My name's Dominic. I am the founder, and I'm here with Sharif Yusuf, our marketing, yeah, the man. He is the man that knows the marketing encyclopedia Britannica.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
I'm good, Sharif. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to everyone. It is it is great that it's Friday today, right?
Great to be alive. Yes, Friday, March 26th, here in Chicago, and you're in Toronto, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Toronto. And today we are going to be talking about, well, you tell us.
Well, it's going to be about product marketing, but it's not going to be like a type of uh, you know uh, lecture type of thing. No, it's going to be more of a what you need to know, what you need to do in terms of product marketing and how to do it well. Yes, it's going to be a quick, short one as always, but I'm always here to answer any questions if anybody would like that. Um, Quick introduction about myself. My name is Sharif, and I am a member of the Self Achievement Network for a couple of years now. I am also the admin of the marketing group. I professionally I do marketing consulting for small business and professional services. I've been learning and working in marketing for um, a good portion of 30 years of my life, and I decided to go independent 4 years ago, where I opened my own practice. Um, I do have a product offering on the marketing on the marketplace, the Self Achievement Network marketplace, and it's about a marketing assessment where I would sit and meet with whoever is in charge of the marketing at a company, and we would discuss where their pain points are with regards to marketing activities, and I would come back to them with a short-term plan for what they need to do within the following maybe 6 months or so. So yeah, this is a brief introduction about myself, and today, like I said, we're going to talk about product marketing.
Awesome. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Dominic, and I'm the founder of Self Achievement Network, the host, and also I do a couple of things. I have a podcast with my wife now called The Evolution, and I also have a program called Life Plan that comes in two flavors. One of them is a digital download, and that's also in our marketplace. And also coming on May 8th and 9th is going to be the live version. And more information is coming, but I've been doing some little introductions to it. I did one yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, Sharif, but it's a little 20-minute introduction to what Life Plan is about. And so
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I'll leave links for that. I'll also leave links for Sharif's assessment if you guys are interested. And so this thing about product, right? Knowing your product, I mean,
Yeah,
that's got to be like the number one thing on the list in terms of importance, because if you don't know the product, how the heck can you talk about it, right? And we've seen people that it's obvious that they don't.
100%. It's like the title. It's know your product, sell your product, or market your product. It's if you don't know it, then you won't be able to sell it. You won't be able to talk about it. You won't be able to tell people what it's like, how it solves their problems, and stuff like that. So product marketing itself, it's promoting the product or selling the product or to a customer, and it is often defined as being the sort of the function, the intermediate function between developing a product and increasing the brand awareness. So it is like right at the heart of a marketing activities. So that's why it's considered the most important marketing function, since it deals with pretty much all departments in an organization. Small or big, doesn't matter. It just deals with every department in an organization. So,
Mhm.
excuse me. So, that product marketing person is a very busy person. And this person might not carry out all the product marketing activities by him or herself. but they need to work with other people, other departments in an organization in order to go to market basically with the product. And it's like you said, if you don't have a product, so what are you going to sell? If you don't know about the product, what are you going to sell? So it's just as simple as that. So it shows you how important knowing your product is in order to market it to your target customers.
Mm-hmm. And you know, one of the things that I've learned in the past, so there's different departments in a company and organizations. You know, do all of them need to know the products? I mean, this is one of those things, you know.
It is that responsibility of the product marketing person to liaise and speak with and educate all the other departments in a company. I mean, if you're talking about a large scale, then you will have that breadth of departments, of functions. Smaller scale, maybe not, but at the end of the day, you still need to work with at least customer service, sales, and if technology is involved. So these, I mean, and finance, obviously. So these are just to name a few. If the more the bigger the scale of the company, then the more departments and functions you'll be involved with. But it is the main function or main responsibility of that product marketing person to speak with each and every one, um, reflecting or maybe going to deal with the product going forward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I was, you know, I've been involved in corporations and companies before, and if I was in charge of that, I mean, I would sit down and make a list of who is it in the company that really needs to know or has a need to know, because maybe somebody that's doing collections doesn't really care or doesn't really need to know, but if they're in customer service, absolutely. I mean, it's an important topic because it shows the customer in the world, it's perception, you know. If somebody gets on the phone and you know somebody doesn't really know what to talk about or how to talk about the product, then they're going to pass them to this person, pass them to that person. I mean, there's a lot of things that could potentially happen, but it's important for the key people to know what the product or products are and how they operate and like that, to you know, to a good degree of understanding.
Absolutely, 100%. And so, as you mentioned, it does involve the understanding of the product target audience. We also need to use the strategic positioning of the product and the messaging in order to boost the message to let the people know, and then from there we will be able to get more revenue and demand for the product, because it's how you position it and how you tell people about it. So it's focused on driving demand for the product and driving adoption of for the product from existing customers and from new customers as well. So it is focused on the steps that people take in order to purchase your product, and then that's why product marketers need to build campaigns in order to support this work. So it is about understanding the audience on a very deep level and developing the positioning and the messaging in order to appeal to that target audience. Because, yeah, I know the product very well, but who am I going to sell it to? So this is also part of knowing the product, you know, knowing your customer as well, positioning it properly, putting the right pricing for it, and so on. So product marketing itself, it covers everything from the launch of the product, or maybe from pre-launch as well, maybe from when it's just an idea, all the way into maturity and sales and growth, and all the way to phasing out and end of life. So that's why the work of a product marketer lies at the center of the business's marketing and sales and customer service and finance and so on.
Mhm.
Does this make sense?
Totally. Yeah.
So
So
just trying to you know try to narrow down the picture a little bit and show the like how it is affecting, or it does affect pretty much every function in the company.
I'm sitting here thinking about, okay, so what examples are popping into my head? The first one that came up to my mind was Coca-Cola, but I'm thinking that's a bad one because everybody pretty much
It's not a
knows.
bad one at all. It's one of the prime examples. Coca-Cola, definitely.
Everybody knows in the company what Coca-Cola is, right? Or maybe
100%. Yeah,
got
yeah.
three or
So
four.
many examples out there of them, and here when you're talking about the product is not. I mean, I'm not here to talk about the product itself because Coca-Cola has been in the market for 150 years plus, but it's how they position it and how they speak about it, how they message about it. So a lot of times when you go to a restaurant or something, I mean, in the restaurant days before we got locked down, you would go, you would ask the waiter for a what? What would you say? Give me a what if you want a soft
Yeah,
drink.
first thing that comes out, it's either a Coke or Pepsi.
There you go. So you say a Coke right there. So it is it's just the way that they positioned it. It's how they want to relay the message. So you're in the restaurant, yeah, give me a Coke. That's how you say it. It's pretty much that positioning, that messaging, how they want you to remember their product.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one example. Another example obviously would be Apple, and how they don't focus on their product itself. They focus on the benefits that the product will give to their potential customers, and this is a key difference. It's better to focus on the benefits that the product will give to the customer, and how it will solve their problems, rather than focusing on the features, because maybe some of the features will go just right over my head, and they don't really mean anything to me, you
Yeah.
know. So that's why in a lot of companies there's what we call a product roadmap, and this is basically identifies a general guideline for what products will be introduced to the market and when, and these obviously will tell you this information for maybe the next 3, 5, or maybe sometimes 7 years or so, like, or something like that. So it shows you again the importance of product marketing as a function, importance of product marketing as being a core that connects pretty much all departments in an organization.
Mm-hmm. You know, all the different, different shows that we've done. And I just wanted to say, so talking about the benefits is something that I have implemented in the life plan presentation that I just created. And it is all about benefits because that's really what people want. I mean, you can talk about, oh, that it's got a great handle on it and it's got, these different buttons and all this other stuff. But the bottom line is, what is it going to do for me? How is it going to enhance my life? Whether it's a product or a service or a course or a coaching, or, I mean, there's, like a million and one different things. An automobile in its most basic form is just a seat on wheels.
Mm-hmm. But
Transportation.
I love that statement you just said. How is it going to change my life? I love that because this is where it comes more detailed. You want to get more in depth with how that product, like you said, will make your customers' lives different. And this is the the value proposition of the product. So again, you need to know, as a product owner, product marketer, how is what is your value proposition? How is it better? Why is it better than the competitors? How is it going to affect your consumers' lives, and solve their problems? Value proposition, again, one function or one part of product marketing as well. So yeah, it's all just tying in together. But I love that statement, that phrase that you just said. How is it going to affect my life?
Well, I mean, it's so true because you know, like we all want to have a bigger purpose. We want to help humanity. We want to change the world or whatever it may be. And, products, if we're just after the cash, then that's one thing. But if you're really truly sincere about enhancing people's lives, then that's really what we want to talk about, isn't it?
Yeah,
To keep
this
it
is
in
it. So,
perspective.
so
Cool.
it is about that. One of the parts is to determine your value proposition. How is it going to enhance people's lives, and why is it different from other products in the market, and so on. But there are some important points for product marketing, and these can be summarized in, first of all, knowing your customer better, understanding what they want. And this is key to every marketing activity, in fact. And when you know your customers better, then you'll be able to better target them and define a better persona. And a persona is basically defining who that Mr. Dominic Serda is, who I'm going to sell him this product. Like the exact pattern of his life, what he does in the morning. Does he drink coffee or not? Does he go jogging in the morning? Is he a driver to work? Does he drive to work or commute to work? What time does he come back? So defining that persona. So it does help in defining the customer persona as well, or the buyer persona. And once you do that, then you're better able to tailor a message and develop a product for them, right?
Yeah.
Learn about the competitors as well, and that's a key thing in a very competitive market. Knowing what your competitors do, because in 9 times out of 10, you find your product is competing with another product in the market, at least one. So it will give you the opportunity also to know, or maybe it's important to know about the what your competitors are doing. Um, get people connected, get departments connected, get sales team, get the customer service team, and you as a product marketing person be responsible for disseminating this information and passing it on to them and training them and letting them know the key points, what are the selling points, what are the important points that they need to mention to their potential customers. And another important factor also is to position it properly in the market. And by positioning, I mean against competitors, and in terms of pricing, and in terms of value proposition as well. So the importance is of product marketing is, I mean, these are just 5 or 6 points there, and I mean I could go on and on about the importance, but these are the key ones that just come to mind now, and will help enhance the marketing activities.
Hmm. I was also thinking of another example. So, for example, when my wife and I used to own a couple of health clubs, so we would have our coaches that were there out there working with the members of the club, and we would have, it wasn't mostly me, it was mostly my wife, because she was in there doing this kind of stuff. But they would have, each week they would have a like a get together, a training, and they would all hover around one of the machines, and they would talk about what the machine is, how it operates, what muscle groups it helps, how all these different things. And so then when the coaches were out there with the members, they could be talking about that kind of stuff that is important to the members' physical and their health, right? So it was a huge benefit to make sure that the other people in our organization knew the product and had the knowledge about that, so that they could engage with the members. And it wasn't just, how was your day? How's the weather? Like that. We just lost Sharif for a minute. He's frozen in time. He'll be back in a second. But that's a perfect example of like, so in a health club, you could talk about the weather, or you could talk about what the machines are going to do to enhance the to enhance the performance of the members. The Sharif is back. Let me bring him back up in the stream. Not at all. I think probably you got a phone call. Were you?
Could be, or maybe I lost connection. So
Yeah, I was just talking about the example. Did you hear any of it?
you were just talking about the when you and Diane had the health clubs and how the guys were talking together about the benefits and
Yeah. So each week they would get together and they would go, hover around, gather around one of the machines, and then they would, all the coaches would have the conversation about the what the machine is, what it does, which muscle groups, all this stuff, so that while they were with the members, they would roam around and interact with the members. It wasn't just, hey, how's the weather, how's your, I mean, that too, of course, how's your children and things like that, but it was to engage them in being interested in what the machine is going to do for them, how it's going to enhance their health and their physical body.
and if they didn't know enough information about the machine, would they have been able to talk about it?
Well, of course not. No, they'd be asking how the weather, what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
How's your day?
How was your day? Yeah, it's sunny outside and stuff like that.
Right. Exactly.
But they worked as product marketing people, product marketing ambassadors, if you may. So they learned, they knew about the product, and then they were able to speak about it and show the benefits of each machine to the members. So yeah, this is essentially the work of or part of the work of a product marketing person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of responsibilities, yeah, there's a number of responsibilities, obviously, in terms of identifying that target audience and the persona, and then putting out the product strategy itself in terms of the launching, the growth, the media messaging, and so on. Also, being sort of the focal point of the product, like you say, product guru, who knows everything about the product and talks about it in many forums inside the company and outside the company as well. Knows how to position it in the market, knows how to position it against competitors, chooses the price or works on choosing the price. Why do I price it at this point? Why do I not price it at that point or this one? So it's just that it is very important. And all this, like I said at the beginning, is core to all marketing activities. And if we don't have a product, we don't market anything. We don't have product knowledge, we won't know what to say.
Yeah.
So it's just as simple as that. And I've had the opportunity to work in product marketing for a long period of my life, and I just love it. I think it's the most important part of a marketing organization.
Yeah. And when you say product, you're using that as a general term, because it could be many different things.
It could be a service as well, but yeah, like you said, yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's so yeah, it is important. It is key to any marketing activity. And it's like, as the title says, it's know your product, sell your product. If you don't know it, you won't be able to message properly. You won't be able to target properly. You won't be able to define a persona properly. And if you don't do all these, then the product is not going to sell in the market, and therefore your revenue is not going to grow. So you got to know the product first, and then start working from there.
Mm-hmm. So what would you recommend, for example, somebody that's listening and they want to implement this that you're talking about? So sit down with their team or they're by themselves and with a piece of paper and say, okay, so what is the message that I want to communicate? Like you always talk about, marketing is communication.
Yes.
To our potential or existing clients, customers, about the product.
Yeah, they should sit together first, and with their marketing team, or if they don't have a marketing team, they should reach out to a marketing person and identify these key things, key aspects of the product. And as you said, it's not about the features; it's about what the product does and how and what are the benefits of this product or service. And once you define that, or once you've identified that, then you'll be able to, with the marketing person, to define the strategy, define the message, creative, the media, and which channels, and so on and so forth. But
Mm-hmm.
the first things is to know the product and to understand the benefits and how it can make a difference for your consumers.
Excellent. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. Okay. So let's apply this to your assessment, right? So what are the, how would you, that's a product, right? I mean, it's a
Yes,
service, it's a
yes.
product. Okay. So talk.
So the assessment is a product on it in itself, and why? I mean, what does it do? It
And
provides, or how I identify it is that it provides a good understanding of the customer's marketing activities. It gives me better knowledge of what their products are, and it gives me better understanding of what their marketing activities are. And these are just three things. Once I know these, then I'll be able to work with them on their marketing activities.
okay, so flip the coin over. So now, how is it going to benefit the customer, the client?
I have to learn about their product.
Right.
So anybody that speaks with me, I just need to learn about their product. So if it's insurance, I have to know about insurance. If it's cosmetics, I have to know about their product. If it's whatever it is, I just have to understand their product in order to help them market it.
Yeah. You know what? Let me ask you a question. So, what have you seen like out there? And I've had this experience myself where I'm doing all these different marketing activities, and I don't hire, somebody like you because my budget is low or whatever, and I can do this on my own. And then, I might get this shotgun thing, right? It's like I'm trying all these things, and I don't have a clue which one's working or not. I mean, is that common?
It is common, especially with small business and professionals, and yeah, it is common. And until they sort of, I don't want to say it this way, but until they hit a brick wall, and then they realize that, yeah, it's time we spoke with somebody who can really help us or really knows what they do. Because you knowing about life plan and knowing about life coaching definitely is, I can't speak about it because this is you, this is your knowledge, your experience, your 30 plus years of experience. I can never speak about life plan.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing about marketing, it's the same thing about product marketing, and it's the same thing about manufacturing, it's engineering. So I would rather give every person their specialty and let them, be more recognized in it, rather than trying to do rather than trying to be the jack of all trades.
Yeah. I agree with that. And, I've experimented with a lot of different things. One of the things that I also have are affiliates that sell my product.
Mhm.
I tell every one of them, if you want to be an affiliate, the first thing you have to do is buy it and do it. It's a course. It's going to take a couple of months. People want instant, whatever. But if they go through the course, they're going to fully understand exactly what it is and
Yeah,
the results that they can create. So then they can talk about it from their experience. And that's what I stand firm on that.
yeah,
So,
100%, 100%. That's the only way to do it.
yep. Okay, man.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Got another one in the bag.
Another one in the bag. Hopefully, I will be here next week, next Friday,
Okay.
and we'll discuss another topic.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much once again, Sharif. We so appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
All right. For all of you watching, listening now or later, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support. And remember to have fun. And what's the other half of it, Sharif? Remember?
Stay inspired.
Stay inspired. That's right. Got to keep the